When we walked in fields of gold, when we walked in fields of gold, when we walked in fields of gold.
Now, there's no denying the beautiful voice of Eva Cassidy, but sadly her fame and recognition came long after she had passed. Well, here to tell us her story, welcome Johan Bakker.
Hi, Selina.
Nice to have you with us, Johan. Okay, so let's get straight to it. Eva Cassidy, I believe she joked that she was made in Germany.
Well, it was a joke, of course, but on the other hand, it was true. Her mother Barbara grew up in Germany in the Second World War, and after that she wanted only one thing: to leave Germany as soon as possible. She met an American soldier, Hugh Cassidy, and they fell in love and they married. And Hugh took his wife to Washington, D.C., where Eva eventually was born.
Okay, and how did Eva get into music?
There was always music in the house. Hugh and Barbara both loved all kinds of music. And when Hugh, who was a bass player, discovered how musical his both children Dan and Eva were, he took them to hotels, cafes and restaurants to perform there as a trio. When Dan and Eva became a bit older, they no longer wanted that because it was embarrassing for them. And when they were at high school, they met new friends who were also musicians. And all these musicians wanted Eva to sing with them. If she wanted to, she could sing with anyone.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful voice. And what was she like as a person, Johan? I mean, she always came across as quite shy to me.
She certainly was. Her shyness was indeed a big problem. She didn't like being on stage. She didn't like to be in the spotlights. She made many recordings and she preferred to make these recordings in the dark. When she started to perform with Chuck Brown, another musician from Washington, D.C., he was nicknamed the Godfather of Go-Go, she felt more secure because he was such an entertaining artist that she could do the singing part. She didn't want to stand on stage in front of the other musicians. When she performed, she wanted to stand between the other band members.
Blimey. And did she ever marry?
No, she was not married. She had a relationship, though, with Chris Biondo, who was an important person in her life story. Chris was not only a friend, he was also her bass player and producer of all her records. Chris had his own recording studio where he recorded local bands, and he asked Eva to do the background vocals for all these bands, which she liked to do. And they started together the Eva Cassidy Band. As you can imagine, Eva didn't like the name of the band, but she had no choice. Everyone saw this band as Eva Cassidy and a bunch of musicians.
And she did, of course, become famous in her home country and in Washington, I believe, way before we'd ever heard of her in the UK and Europe.
Well, most of the time, Eva and the band performed in Washington, D.C. and its surrounding areas. And many people who heard her sing recognized her talent. But a real breakthrough didn't happen. And that had to do with the fact that she didn't sign a record contract. Many contracts were offered to her. For instance, Bruce Lundfeld, president of the Blue Note label, traveled to Alexandria to hear her sing. And afterwards he offered her a Blue Note contract. But when she found out that Blue Note was a jazz label, she said to him, "I don't want to limit myself to singing jazz only." So she had all kinds of reasons for not signing these contracts. One of them might be the fact that she thought, well, this might make me famous, and what crazy things will I have to do then?
So how did you find out so much about her, Johan? Were you able to interview her family and friends?
I am very grateful to have had the opportunity to talk to her family, her friends, and all the band members. I think they liked the fact that I was not primarily interested in writing a book, but that I was in the first place interested in Eva Cassidy as a person. It intrigued me that such a marvelous singer was not interested in becoming famous. I know so many other musicians who would do anything to sign a Blue Note contract. She not only shunned the glitz and the glamour of being a star, she hated it.
And it was so sad. I mean, she was only 33, wasn't she, when she passed away?
Oh yes, that's a tragic part of this story. All the people I talked to were still sad about her loss. But Eva was not only a good singer and an excellent guitar player, she was also a visual artist. When I visited her parents, I saw all these beautiful paintings in their house. And I asked her mother, why don't you take these paintings to a museum? Many more people want to see them. But no, said Barbara, I want to see them every day because I still miss Eva.
Yeah, you can't blame her, can you? You can't blame her. Well, the book, it's been described here through it all. Her musical spirit still shines, making this biography both a searching analysis and a warm commemoration of a uniquely talented young woman. We're selling the book right now on our website, tre.radio, and it's called Behind the Rainbow, The Story of Eva Cassidy by Johan Bakker, who we're chatting to now. Johan, do you have a website as well?
Yes, I have. It's auteurjohanbakker.nl.
.nl. Well, it's been great to chat to you. Thank you so much for being on today's show.
Thank you for having me, Selina. It was wonderful to talk to you.
Wonderful to talk to you too. Take care.
Talk Radio Europe.